So this all started back a few years ago when me and a good friend of mine were looking for shed antlers behind my house, and there's this little clearing back there, and he's like, "Oh man, this is a great spot for a food plot." It's just kind of where the area lays, you know. It's off of a big CRP field, in the middle of a big timber, big stand of woods. A big creek runs through it as well. Thinking, I need to put food plot back there. I get the bulldozer out, I got some time on some hot nights, I decide I'm gonna do it. I took out this hackberry tree and it left a big hole in the ground. So, well, I don't want to fill it up. Might as well make some lemonade, dig it a little deeper. And I got down to some clay, and I thought, well, when it rains, we'll see if it holds water. Well, it holds water. So I got myself a food plot, and I got a little water hole for them that holds water. And there's just this beautiful overhanging scrape tree, perfect spot. I left it. I made myself, probably not quite an acre food plot in the middle of this big timber. It's just one of those spots where, you know, in the rut, pre-rut, it's gonna hold those there, bucks are gonna come cruising. It just kind of set up perfect. I finally got the chance to sit because it rained the day before. Got settled in. This doe and button buck walked in the field. Really, with as many does back there as I've been getting on camera, eating on my food plot, I really wanted to shoot one. And she fed for 5 minutes and made her way out. And her button buck was not far behind her, you know, kind of feeding in the plot. You know, the whole time she's sitting in front of me, I'm thinking, you dumbass, why are you not shooting this deer? And then I hear something off my back, and there's my guy standing at 10 yards with his mouth wide open, tongue out, like he'd been running around all day. He takes one look at the plot, scans around, sees his button buck. I think what he was doing was he had smelled that doe that was coming in, and he was right on her path because he come in the same path that the doe came in. I found this set of sheds 2 years ago, not far from here. Didn't find either antler last year. Yes, I did. Yes, I did find an antler off of him last year. Look at that. That's him. What he was doing was he had smelled that doe that was coming in, and he was right on her path. When I saw his mouth wide open like that, I'm thinking, shit, he might come in and try to get some of this water. He put his head down to get a drink of water.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the deer we came in here for. Blistered him right in the shoulder. Holy smokes, that happened so fast. Okay, so we're gonna give him time. I'm pretty confident that he's dead right over there. You talk about rewarding. I come back here with my bulldozer and made this plot this summer. Couple hours on a couple of hot nights, and it's produced more daylight deer than I have ever seen, and or ever seen this early in the year. And basically what it is just a big green food plot in the middle of a big timber off the edge of a CRP. I feel like crying right now. Last week was one of the worst weeks of my life. We had to rush my son up to the University of Madison Hospital for emergency surgery during the busiest week of farming that I have. And I have not had it. I've had one chance to go hunting this season. One. It is October my son. He was in the Milwaukee, in the Madison Hospital. They took care of him. He's doing great. He's doing great. He's on their path to recovery. He's doing awesome. But man, you talk about emotion, ups and downs this week. Wow. I gotta call to Zach and I gotta call to Terry, and we're waiting on those guys. Waiting on one of them. I'm gonna go ahead and climb down out of the tree, and I'm gonna go maybe try to pick up some blood.
Allie, look. Look at these deer blood. See blood? That's from our buck. See blood? See that? Wanna hold it? Don't touch it. Alright, let's go find more. Oh, he's pumping real good right here, ain't he?
Yeah.
Alright. He shouldn't be too far. I really don't think he's too far from here. Come on, let's go. Okay, here's more blood. Look. Look at all this blood.
My kid is almost 3 years old. She loves the deer. I got deer all over my house. I'm a shed freak. She's found sheds with me before. When I told her I had shot a buck, there was no way I was going to keep her from tracking this deer with me or finding this deer with me. So just some advice. When you're tracking a deer that you shot and you're uncertain about it, be ready to have the most patience you've ever had while doing anything, because the kid's gonna get stuck in briars and cry, and there's gonna be ups and downs. And the whole time I am freaking out because I know where I put this arrow on this deer, and I'm fairly confident this deer is dead. But you just never know until you find him, right?
Dude.
I wanted to let you get the experience. I only found a speck that was going this way.
Allie, come look. Come here. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh,
I am too.
I couldn't have done it without you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, he's a stud.
gotta make sure he's dead. All right, he's dead. Want to come touch him? Oh, Zach!
This isn't that deer.
This is not the 6x5.
This is the chocolate
that
10.
Mature.
Isn't this
No,
the?
it's not. Dude, this is that ugly short tine. I got a shed off him last year that's really massive.
Yeah.
Dude,
As soon as he was laying there, I'm like, that's not 21 inches wide. I'm like, I don't know what you just killed, but that's not the deer you thought.
Oh, wow. I don't know if this is the oldest buck I've killed, but this is probably the second oldest buck I've killed.
He's old.
Want to touch him? Come here.
I had an absolute blast tracking this deer with my daughter, and hopefully she's with me on every deer I shoot. I'd love to have her come with from now on.
Going back to 2015 on a farm, and I map quested it. If you take a vehicle, it's 11 miles to the west of here, probably 9 as the crow flies. Back in 2015, I was getting a short, fat, wide little 10-pointer on cam that was just a bully deer all September and all October through November. Didn't think anything of it. And every year from 2015, he'd show up on this farm. And then about 3 years ago, in 2018, just 2 years ago, Ben found a set of sheds.
Look, Zach, look at this crappy set of sheds I found. He's like, I know that deer. Where did you find those? I said, I'm not telling you. And then we debated about it, and I think I told him a couple days later because I don't trust him that much yet.
So he did tell me right away. And he didn't believe me that I had this deer on camera going back since 2015.
Fresh, too.
So 3 years prior.
Fresh peds, bro.
And I showed him the pictures of it, and he was all over the scrapes, and he was a bully buck, what I thought at 3 or 4 years old at that time. And he pushed bigger deer off scrapes that were scored much larger than him. And to show how bully he was, because I don't know how a deer can snap off tines that are only, an inch long to begin with. This is his 2-year-old set back in 2015. He found a single shed last year, which is this one. Again, same area, same location, 11 miles using a vehicle from where I would always get photos of him every year in the rut through October, September, and November. And then he disappeared at 7.5. I mean, he really didn't do much of nothing when it comes to his beam length. I mean, it's just right there. So it just goes to show.
So not all of them grow up to be booners and 160s and 180s. The buck I shot, which obviously he has really short tines, heavy beams, long beams, and he looks a lot like the other buck that was in there, a wide 6x5 with also short tines and heavy beams. These were the ones that were really using it, and so up until I recovered him, I thought that I shot that 6x5, and honestly, I was kind of relieved when it wasn't him because he's the older, uglier buck. I'd really like to see that 6x5 grow. He was not a deer that I was expecting to see back there early rut, October 22nd. So that's another reason why I'm a believer in this food plot. It's just a draw. It just brings them in. I think without it, there's definitely no way I shoot that deer. So it comes in the front there, then you got your grain, then it goes to the tank back there.